In 1964, Granada Television brought together a group of 7-year-olds from all over the country and from all walks of life.
I'm going to work in Woolworths. I read the Financial Times.
They talked about their dreams, their ambitions, and their fears for the future.
Everything flew up in the air. It all landed on my head.
For nearly half a century, in a unique, groundbreaking series of films, we have followed their lives every 7 years. They are now 56. Lynn, Sue and Jackie grew up in London's East End and were friends at school.
With this school, we do metalwork and woodwork, and the boys do cookery.
All you girls want to do is walk out, get married, have babies and push a pram down the street with a fag hanging outside your mouth.
I think that we all could have gone in any way that we wanted to at the time within our capabilities.
But we only had a limited choice anyway. I mean, truth be told, I mean, we didn't have the choice of private education because they couldn't have afforded it anyway.
Our lives are changing far too much. All of us.
Well, to be honest, when you look at the 7-year-old us, it's difficult to believe it is us.
I've got to say it, girls. I wanted to work in Woolworths. And
I'm glad you said that, because everyone thinks it was me.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
He lives up in Scotland, and I think he's 13.
Have you got any boyfriend, Susie? What is your attitude towards marriage for yourself?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't given it a lot of thought because I'm very, very cynical about it.
When I last saw you at 21, you were nervous, you were chain-smoking, you were uptight, and now you seem happy. What's happened to you over these last 7 years?
I suppose Rupert. I'll give you some credit.
Okay. I'm now chain-smoking.
No, I think, you can't just walk through a marriage and think it's, once you get married, it's all going to be roses and everything forever. It's very hard to actually say what it is that goes on between a couple. It's either there or it's not. Any marriage has its ups and downs, but somehow, whether it's through luck or determination, we've worked through the difficult times.
One of my favourite places in Oxford, Merton Chapel. Here's this lovely top part of the cross, and there was going to be the main part of the cross, and this is one of the places in England that just is tremendously important to me. After I left the Dales, this was where I spent the next 6 years, and then I went to America. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? This is Mob Quad. I believe that it's a historical fact that there were quite a lot of students were massacred in the Middle Ages, and when I came here, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. But I was under an awful lot of stress all the time I was here, trying to succeed in this place as well. Okay, yes, so this was my staircase in my first year and also on my third year. There was this fella who lived in the room next door to me, and he came in one day to tell me some story. And on his way out, he said, I don't associate intelligence with your accent.
It would seem really ridiculous to any of my friends who watch this if I said, Christ, aren't I a great success? Look at me. What success?
By the time he was 28, Nick had emigrated to America. He was doing research into nuclear fusion at the University of Wisconsin.
Tell me about the current drive.
If you'd been offered a similar type of job over here, but
in a heartbeat.
You would have stayed.
In a heartbeat. I mean, I had dreamed of getting a university job over here. Maggie Thatcher was squeezing the universities like crazy at that very moment in time, and it was the worst time to be working in a university in generations. England doesn't seem to concern itself with training people like me and wanting them around. There doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency or a strong will to have people developing technology to help keep the country going.
The fusion reaction gives off energy and produces the power that would be turned into electrical...
I was on a mission, you know, to get extremely cheap, clean, plentiful electricity. So nuclear fusion looked like it was going to do that. But even then, they were saying, it's 20 years away. I would say, absolutely not in my lifetime. I mean, it was kind of heartbreaking. So I had to find something else to do.
So the area that I'm looking at is this times this.
When I go into a classroom full of undergraduates, I try and explain to them why they might want to try and do it. That's my little attempt to open a little door for them.
See? There's method in my...
Nick is a professor of electrical engineering.
He was the guy...
My ambition as a scientist is to be more famous for doing science than for being in this film, but unfortunately, Michael, it's not going to happen.
When I get married, I'd like to have 2 children.
I'm not very children-minded at the moment. I don't know if I ever will be.
What do you think about them?
Well, I don't like babies.
At 28, Susie had 2 sons, Thomas and Oliver. By the time she was 35, she also had a daughter, Laura.
Mummy? Yeah? Laura wants to.
We were lucky. We had a very good family unit with them growing up, and that meant an awful lot to me that I was able to do that for them, because I never had it for myself.
And you've done it. You've been tremendously successful at it.
Well, see, that's my problem. I don't think of myself as being I just do my best and do what I can for them.
He only wants to show you.
Did all your children go to university? Your daughter did?
Yes, and my son, the eldest one.
Hello.
I haven't had a successful career.